Hi, everyone. My name is Mathai Mammen, and I've spent much of my professional life trying to make medicines that make a real difference to patients. And I want to talk today not about solutions, but about a problem that I think is very fundamental to the entire endeavor of making medicines that's poorly recognized or poorly embraced. And when it is, it's not pursued. It's just accepted as something we have to accept. And this mini talk is entitled "That We Need Heirs to Carl Linnaeus," who, as all of you know, was instrumental in defining categories in many things, but in part for human disease. I want to start with just an analogy. If you think about a giraffe, for a long time, for centuries, a giraffe is considered a single species. They, occupying multiple parts of Africa, a couple other places, mostly Africa. And in recent times, actually in 2016, it was recognized that there are 4 distinct species of giraffe. And these species became distinct species about 10 million years ago. And the biology, the behavior, there's so many aspects of these 4 species that are radically different from one another. And you think about 10 million years in the context of humans separated from chimpanzees and bonobos, maybe 3 to 4 million years ago. And so it's a long time before even that. And so I want to just turn to medicine for a second and use an example. Those of you that are fortunate enough or have relatives that have ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease are aware of a certain therapy, very aware of various therapies, but one is called Stelara, another is called Tremfya. They block this little protein that is implicated in the disease called IL-23. It's a little cytokine. And it works pretty well for about a third of the people that use it. It works about half. It works about half as well as it probably ideally could, but it works pretty well. In the other 2/3 of the people, it doesn't work at all and just results in side effects. And there's a portion of those people that are said to have Crohn's disease that are responsive to IL-23, and the other portion are simply not. And what it means here, and I'll turn this, is that all medical diagnosis right now, like the Carl Linnaeus comment, results from our senses. Like, we see things. There are people like Crohn that are famous, Alzheimer, that's famous for particular observations, and they categorize a disease a certain way, and that has stuck. It is stuck, and we refer to that forever or indefinitely now as a giraffe, or as a thing. And we take it for granted that that is the thing that we're trying to treat. And however, when we make a medicine, we make it to work by some particular mechanism. And that mechanism and that whole nomenclature is on a separate set of axes, if you will, from how we name diseases in the first place. This is a massive problem. And back to the IL-23 example, these medications are used for various illnesses, Crohn's disease, psoriatic arthritis, ulcerative colitis, psoriasis. And in each case, they work on a portion of the people. There is another way to look at this kind of illness as a renaming, like an heir to Linnaeus, if you will. And this considers all disease by mechanism and says that there are certain diseases in your body that are IL-23 responsive and independent of how they might manifest. And this is happening in certain fields of medicine. And the leading edge is probably in cancer research, where right now we're finally starting, in the last 20 years, getting away from referring to illnesses as lung cancer or pancreatic cancer or colon cancer, and talking about particular mechanisms that actually drive that illness. It's also the case in virology, interestingly, if I can go back here. virology, so, but not in bacterial illness, interestingly. Viral illness was more recently discovered, and you have a situation here where in viral disease, you're said to have HIV. And it doesn't really matter if you first manifest as having cancer or Kaposi sarcoma or pneumocystis. So my call to action here really is, and this is all a big giant data problem, but is what measurements can we easily make on patients that will help us understand what is actually wrong with them and stop wasting a lot of industry time and patient experience treating patients with the wrong medicines. So that's it. Thank you.